When I lived in Okinawa, I was amazed at how far away from America and my poetry pals I really was. And so, of course, an inflatable globe came in handy when my friend from Sarasota sent it to me. Even better, we all love a poem that really happened, and everything in this poem really happened. A portable planet. Most of the time, we live in different days. You in Sarasota, me in Okinawa. Our seasons match, but your night is my day. As I rise, you set a clock to wake you while I watch the sunset. The only star you see when I sleep is the sun. On New Year's Eve, we spend 14 hours in different years. For my birthday, you shipped an inflatable globe. I unfolded seas and continents and wondered at the flat earth. A God who wanted everyone to see the same sun would smash the planet to such a plane. A single side, all edges, corners, and straight rivers. Cartographers and generals would love it. But the world I want is a ball. Tangled in the paradise of paradoxes, roundness generates. So I blew it up and began to play. The uses for a portable planet are endless. With my fingers placed on our two towns, I spin the globe on new poles, a wacky axis for the plastic earth to wobble on, world without end. Sometimes I bounce the planet on my fist with a rubber band looped through the North Pole. And yesterday, I arranged a rainbow of plastic dinosaurs at the end of the hall and bowled them over. The world works really well that way with a little English on it. Now, Tim is right. I've been in Rattle a number of times, and I named this reading Rattle Redux because I'm going to read each of those poems. And the one that came out in Rattle 30 was called Telephone Lines. Now, two unrelated events caused this poem. First, I was reading Dylan's Chronicles, Volume 1, and he talked about the installation of the party line at his house. And then a couple days later, I was at Ace Hardware up in Kula on Maui, and there was an old guy telling his story, and I was eavesdropping from over by where the screws were, obviously. And I went outside and wrote the first draft of this poem on the hood of my car. Telephone lines. When the telephone first came to our upcountry farm in Kula, there was only one wire. The numbers were a digit different, but it was the same line. When anybody's rang, ours rang in the kitchen, and so rang the receivers in every other house. No matter what somebody said, anybody could be listening, and everybody knew it, so nobody ever said anything important or personal on the phone. Phones were public, like a restroom or a library is public. If the words were private, they were taken outside or penned. Nobody ever called anybody for no reason, and conversations were short. Before the telephone, we lived alone where we couldn't even see the neighbors' lights at night, but the wires shrunk the world. No longer was there anywhere you knew anybody that you couldn't call anymore. So we called. Whenever we picked up the phone, there were voices in the line. I know, it's strange.